relating to publication. One is if one receives an ASPP grant and then cannot find a Canadian publisher, is that grant portable to
Yes.
foreign publishers?
There are certain circumstances under which that is the case. If you if you have a work and you have submitted it directly to us, not through a publisher, and the majority do come through publishers, but about 10 to 15% of our submissions come directly from authors, and you are successful in securing a subvention, then I'm often asked by authors if I can guide them toward any particular publishers who specialize in their area, and in the vast majority of cases that is what will happen. If not, if you can secure 3 letters from publishers who are qualified to work with us, and this does mean you can't go to like the 3 smallest guys. It has to be the 3 likeliest looking candidates who will give you a letter simply indicating that that it's not that we don't think the book is good, it's simply that it doesn't fit in our list, etc. Then you may be able to take the grant and go to a non-Canadian scholarly publisher. Again, that publisher will still have to qualify to work with us. They'll have to be the same sort of outfit that we would deal with in Canada. But under those circumstances, then sometimes it's possible.
The other question had to do with proofreading. I don't know if you mentioned it in your initial presentation. Who's responsible for proofreading?
Yeah, well, that is in some ways the missing link between the first stage of the process and the last stage of the process as the book itself comes into being. In between us, there is a whole department that is the production department, and once you submit a finalized manuscript after those stages of approval and after all of your revisions, it does go into a production process that's handled by members of a production department. In general, what you're alluding to, I think is maybe better called copy editing, because it's not just proofreading. You can I
guess I think of those as 2 separate processes.
Okay, so right, so there are sort of 2 main stages that you're involved in that production process. One is when your manuscript is copy edited, usually in some cases it may be with someone who is internal to the publication, to the publisher house, and who is a full-time copy editor. In other cases, your contact at the publishing house will be a coordinating editor who has hired and who will supervise a freelance copy editor who is known to them and esteemed, and you'll get your copy edited manuscript back from that person. After that stage, at that point the manuscript is typeset, and the typeset proof is returned to you, and that is the stage that's the author's responsibility. It's like the indexing, which happens at the same time with the return of typeset pages or proof. That's when you're looking for those changes. You're not making any further changes in terms of rewrites, but you're catching every last possible mistake or typo or other kind of problem that is happening at that point. In most cases, I think the copy editor is also involved in terms of checking at least changes that they have made and whether those have come out properly in the typesetting. But like the indexing, it's something that you're responsible for, and if you want to hire a proofreader at that stage, I suppose it can be done. But similarly with the indexer, I mean, some presses will suggest that you hire a professional indexer. Other presses are fine with you doing the indexing, and in some cases maybe even prefer it, as long as you're a good indexer and have a thorough knowledge of your work and the ways that you want readers to negotiate it, and the ways that you can expect your audience to, things that you can expect your audience to look for in the index in terms of useful reference. So, but those are 2 stages. Those 2 things happen at that stage in the production process.
And I was just going to add to this discussion, because once you're in that far along and your book is about ready to go to the printer, it's always good to be fairly timely in responding and returning manuscript. Because by this time it's been cataloged. Your book is cataloged, and it's now in this data feeds that go out, and everyone's waiting for it to come. And we always sort of like to publish it when we said we were going to publish it. So, you know, it's just great if you can put some time aside and get it back as quickly as you can, so.
Yeah, we give guidelines, and these are that type of consideration is often the same kind of reason when somebody asks, if I give you my manuscript today, how long will it take for you to publish the book? Is that at almost every stage of this process, you know, even subsequent to the whole peer review and however long it takes you to revise and so on and so forth, even in the production process, you know, it's with you as much as it is with us, and so you play a really instrumental role in determining how long that process takes.